Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Are we all live? Yes, I believe we are live. Hello and good evening to the Stiletto Foodie show. You are with me, Ethel Da Costa, and today is episode 10. It is a lovely Friday. I have a nice chilled glass of kombucha with me, sent to me by Ilan from Malaysia. Ilan has this beautiful, brand called the Brew Lab. See, can you see that? And a kombucha is really, really good because it really has helped me. I feel good. I feel fit. I feel, my stomach feels good. The overall, I think, effects of a kombucha is to kind of also ensure that you have great gut health, which is so important today in terms of what we eat, how we eat, what time we eat. So it's completely vegan in that sense. And as I've told you earlier in my earlier shows, I have been detoxing and experimenting with more vegetables, to kind of make sure that I also have like a good health plan or health goals for myself. By the way, my birthday on 19th September was completely awesome. I had a prolonged blast actually with friends of mine who came home, for eats, for drinks. I went out. I had so much of food that was sent to me at home by my wonderful chef friends from Chef Batra of Spice Garden, and his Khazana mutton biryani was completely awesome. I had Shush sending me also her own foods, which was completely an Indian curated lunch, like a complete six course, lunch. And I had my guest, who is Tony Wong, who's going to be joining us very soon, sending me, like a whole birthday, kind of a birthday. What do I call it? It was like Santa Claus coming home, just before Christmas in September, with his nasi lemak cake, which was my first cake, birthday cake to be precise. I had a nasi lemak cake, and he had sent me like an entire Cajun chicken roast, which was so huge, big, huge, juicy chicken with potatoes with skin on, broccoli. It was awesome. So, welcome to the Stiletto Foodie Show with Ethel Da Costa, episode 10. I thank each one of you who sent me birthday greetings, messages, wishes on WhatsApp, on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, on Facebook, on my Instagram DM, some around 1,000 birthday messages. I am so grateful. Thank you. Really, thank you. But September is a very special month for me. And as I said, I kind of really look with great excitement for my birthday to come. So I'm still celebrating because why not? It's not over till I say it's over. So that's how it is. You live once, and you have to live full. So that is how life should be. So welcome to this beautiful Friday. I have two exciting guests who are joining us. One from Malaysia, and the other guest is from Hyderabad in India. I'm very excited to present what they do, their own passions in the kind of food that they create, curate, and SANKALP VISHNU, who's my other guest from India, Hyderabad, as I mentioned, is a food critic. So I'm also very keen to figure out, from his perspective, what it's all about when you sit down, to critique cuisine or to critique a chef's creation. While, my first guest, who is Tony Wong, the managing director of Malaya Food 1948 from Malaysia, does the other spectrum to it, where he, curates, if I could call that, all these packaged food, very lovely. It's for the jet setter, a working mom or working dad, the jet setter Malaysian who has no time to actually kind of invest in cooking because they're so busy working. So that's what Tony Wong does. So let me introduce my guest as I bring him up very soon to join us. I'm very, very happy to have both these explorers, as I call them, who stumbled upon their passion for food and never looked back. So Tony Wong, who is my first guest, is the managing director of Malaya Food 1948. He's from Malaysia. And Tony, very interesting story about Tony as I, got to know him closely. Tony ran a very successful enterprise or an organization, if you could call it, called GiftSeries in 2008, way before the pandemic, hit our shores. The GiftSeries was his way of putting his expression and his passion for flowers out there. Tony has won many creative international awards at international floral competitions in the USA. He even mentioned to me that he would be he used to go to Las Vegas to compete in the flower arrangement competition. It was so fun, I thought. So that's what Tony did, in 2008, from 2008 onwards. And then when the pandemic hit, of course, we all know that the whole, outdoors and the, weddings, events all came to a grinding halt. But Tony was very quick to adapt and reinvent himself and launched, his new enterprise called Malaya Foods, Malaya Food 1948 in September 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. Yes, because, he realized that, people are all at home now, staying at home. So it's a great idea to kind of also introduce a new concept where you just have this, food, you just put it into the fridge, open it up. Tony will explain beautifully what it's all about. But his core mission through Malaya Food is to promote Malaysian heritage food, as I said, amongst the jet-setter individuals of Malaysia. And, he believes that his best is yet to come. So I'm very excited to have Tony. Let me tell you that I also have tried his products. And I quite liked it because I thought it was, just suited my lifestyle. So let me bring Tony right on to join us. Tony,
Hi.
Tony,
Hi, Ethel.
Tony.
How are you?
I am great. As I mentioned, when I say Tony Wong, you remind me of Tony Stark.
I'd like to be him too.
Yeah, I like
And,
Tony. I like Tony.
anyway, thank you for the lovely introduction. And thank you for having me on your show. It's an honor to come and join you.
You're most welcome, Tony. My honor too,
Yes.
because as I said, I'm very, very interested and very happy to kind of to showcase what you do. From,
Mm-hmm.
as I said, from your entire career, being the guy who created these exotic, flower arrangements. I saw it because you sent me this awesome flower bouquet for my birthday, right?
Well, I hope
Uh,
you like it.
I loved it. Oh my God, I really loved it. Yeah, I loved it. And then winning competitions, flower arrangement competitions, and then suddenly from that particular life of yours to get into a different avatar altogether, which is Malaya food, right?
Very
Um,
different.
yeah, absolutely different. So yeah, Tony. So let's take all our audiences who are getting online. I can see a lot of the comment sections are already buzzing with people saying hi and wishing us greetings and all that.
Hmm.
Let's talk about how Malaya food happened.
Oh, good. Before that, just to briefly go through my background.
Hmm.
Okay, like many people, I actually started my career working in the corporate after my studies. So I was working for a IT company
Hmm.
at the start of my career, but I
Okay.
was there at a very short period of time. Very quickly, I moved to oil and gas. I worked with Shell, LPG,
Mm-hmm.
and I was actually put in a procurement division, a global procurement division, where I actually got the opportunity to travel to many places
Okay.
um, to manage their LPG gas business. So it was during this traveling time that I get to explore a lot of things, and I told myself that I'm not going to be doing a 9 to 5 job.
Hmm.
So the
Hmm.
the burning desire to do something of my own came when I was exposed to many different countries, different cultures. And that was when I started GiftSeries in 2008.
Yes, that's right.
So primarily, GiftSeries actually offer festive gift for all the festive season. I mean, Malaysia is a wonderful country. We have all the four major festive season. So we have so many things to sell and to for the business. So, and the food as well. I mean, in a different kind. With GiftSeries, it's all packed food, right? Of course, I will get to Malaya food later. And yeah, so in business, I have quite a number of years of experience, but in food business, I'm relatively new.
Yes.
I started in September last year.
Yeah, September 2020.
And yeah. So how did I start the business? So it's a very interesting question. I've always have this passion for food. I've always wanted a food business, but what kind of stopped me from starting the food business was also the fact that I was really busy with GiftSeries. And then all of a sudden the pandemic hit us. And I found time, right?
That's correct.
And then a very good friend of mine from Singapore, he came back last year. And then we sat down together. And he's interested as well, and he's a chef. So to me, how Malaya food happened was basically is a timing, and you got the right people to join force. So I think it's these two key factors how we started. But of course, on top of that, we are also very passionate about food, and a lot of the recipes that I have currently, in fact, came from my mother.
Oh, okay.
Example, we have this product, the chicken lobak, right?
Yes.
Can you see? Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah, this came completely, from my mother, because we have always had this home cooked food at home, and we were brought up that way. My mom always make this for us, when we were kids, even now.
Right.
then there's so many other things like the satay and then the nasi lemak. I mean, I know every house has a different version of nasi lemak or chicken rendang, for example. I mean,
right.
But strangely, my mother, I mean, you know, rendang has like the Chinese version, the Indian version, and then the Malay version.
Yep.
But
Absolutely.
of course, to me, it always goes back to the original, which is the Malay rendang version for me. And strangely enough, my mother will always cook the Malay version, although we are Chinese, because that's how we like it. That's how we like it, and that's how we were brought up with all this simple home cooked food. So I'm very familiar with all this. So I say to my friend, from Singapore, and I say, why not? Why not? And mind you, I'm not getting any younger. So if I want to venture into anything, so it has to be now and not later, right? Because I don't want to wait to be like, oh, I'm a grandfather and I start a new business. No way. I don't have the energy. So, that's why I decided. I mean, a lot of people got out of the business during the pandemic, but I got into the business during the pandemic. So a lot of people say, oh, you're very brave. I say, no, it's not about brave. It's about timing. I mean, when do I get the time to actually look into something else? And then I have a partner who came back who is a chef.
Right.
And then we can work together. So I thought this is the perfect timing. And they say, I thought like, if it is not now, then it might be never, So,
yes.
So I just thought like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it,
Good
So,
timing. Good timing.
Yeah, and from the very start, actually, we didn't actually have frozen meat to sell.
Okay.
Although it was all the while in the pipeline that we were going to do that. Okay, but we started off doing freshly cooked lunch boxes for corporate, and that's how it was. I mean, we because I have a lot of contacts in the corporate world, and
okay.
And they've always been asking me that, hey, I'm having an event, other than hampers, other than flowers, what else can you offer? Because I'm very close to them. So then I just said, oh yeah, I can actually do food business and I can prepare food for you.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
because I have to mention this because we do a lot of catering services for the corporate
Okay.
with Malaya Food. And
Mm-hmm.
then what happened was, the entire catering landscape has actually changed.
Yes.
We used to like have big big plate of food and like a buffet style where people just dig into it and eat and have a big party like that. But
Correct.
with the pandemic now, the sharing is caring is no longer the case. No one wants to share. No one wants to share. In fact, now I think the new tagline is not sharing the food is caring.
Correct. Yeah, that's right. Because as we all know, correct, the whole dynamics of get-togethers now has changed, Tony, right?
Correct. It's like
Yes.
I think to me is interesting because then we have to do catering in a very different way. It's all individual
Mm. Mm.
boxes, or in bento boxes and all that, and yeah, and no one wants to share their food unless they will ask you a question: Are you vaccinated? Have you done your antigen test?
I
Otherwise, I'm
know.
not sharing anything with you, right? So that this is the new normal that we are talking about. So to
Oh
me,
my God.
to me to
Correct.
me it's also very funny because I'm also like I'm very relatively new in the business, so there's a lot of learning curve for me actually.
Mm.
But in
Mm-hmm.
this 1 year, I think I've learned quite a lot with the support from FNBulus Group. I mean, you and I are in there.
Yes,
I
that's right.
got to, yeah, I mean, it's a F&B group for the benefit of those who don't know what we're talking about. So, yeah, it's a F&B group full with lots of food entrepreneurs. Oh,
Correct.
I think almost 300 members, I think.
Yes, yes, yes. And that's how I met you, Tony. And
Correct,
that's how
correct.
I
That's
met
how,
you. And that's how I'm doing this, this
uh-huh.
kombucha by
Uh,
Ilan too of the
while
Brew
you,
Lab.
while you, okay, cheers.
So
You're
cheers to
doing
that.
kombucha. I'm
I'm
doing
doing kombucha.
Chardonnay. Cheers.
Cheers, 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 cheers. Mm. So,
Yeah,
so,
so
so good to have you on my show.
yeah, I know. So I got to know not only from the F&B group people. I mean, now some of them have become my friends, and they have
Correct.
also taught me a lot. And there's a lot of collaborations going on, as you already know.
Yes.
I have my own FB show on a weekly basis, and I actually collaborate with them and I invite them to my show. So it's good. I think we should do that more
Hmm.
because I think the reason the reason I'm so passionate with Malaya food is also, I mean, from the word Malaya food, I think the brand, how
Yes.
we actually came out with the brand. I mean, um,
Correct.
because our food like nasi lemak, the rendang, all these are Malaysian heritage food,
That's
and
right.
but at the same time, Malaysian food, we have got influence from many cultures as well. That's how we arrived to this recipe, right?
Correct. So,
And
so
that has
which
been
brings
true.
which brings me to my next question because I think it
Yeah,
flows beautifully with what you are saying. So,
yeah.
what makes it different, Tony? What makes Malaya food different from similar brands, right?
Yeah.
Who also claim the same kind of spiel.
Hmm.
You've been in the corporate sector. I've been in the corporate sector for I mean for some 30 years, right? Um,
Yes.
but you always have something that kind of differentiates each other from the others that way. What would
Hmm.
you say would be Malaya Foods differentiator?
I think the key difference, I mean, this is a very good question, actually. I think the key difference is with the flavor. I
Hmm.
mean, we may have similar product. For example, I can give you an example here, like the Cajun chicken, right? This is
Okay.
the frozen meat packed. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a chicken leg. So it a lot of Cajun out there are pretty mild in terms of flavors, but ours, we add on a lot more heat to it, so it's a little bit more spicy. There's a little bit more kick. I mean, that's how
Okay.
I like.
Okay.
That's how we like it. We want our flavors to be strong and flavorful, but not compromising on the nutritional value.
Mm.
And we have to make sure that the ingredients we put in are of good quality.
Right.
And
Right.
the marinade that we prepare from basically from scratch. And and we don't put in any preservative, any chemical preservative. Of
Okay.
course, there is some sugar and salt. Those are natural preservative, but those are
Mm,
completely okay, So I
mm,
think it's good because I noticed in the market, the chicken chop, the frozen meat,
correct.
um, many of them actually use artificial flavoring, which I don't actually like. I
Yeah.
prefer
Me too.
the
Me too.
marinade. Yeah, I prefer
Yeah.
the marinade to be of good quality, to be natural, and yeah. So, example, our garlic ginger chicken chop is
Mm,
also very different from outside because as I said to you, I like the flavor to be strong. So we
correct.
added in extra ginger, extra garlic. So the ginger flavor is very strong. And many people who have tried our product, they say
So
that
myself
what they
too.
love. Ah,
Myself too. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you
And
have, yeah,
I have, and I was going to say that I really liked it because it
yeah.
reminded me of how my mom used to do it for us when we were
Hmm.
kids. Because that's so simple, right? Ginger garlic is so simple,
Correct,
So, but I
correct.
kind of did a little bit of my own variation to it when I was cooking. I added lemon to it, and then I crushed toast. I rolled it into
Hmm.
toast, correct? And then
Yes,
cooked it
yes.
on slow fire, and I loved it because then I put pita bread together along with it, a
Hmm.
small little kind of salad with beetroot, and it was like a complete meal. So, which I informed you to. Yeah, I loved it. So I'm endorsing it
And
too. It's good. It's good.
I'm glad you like it, but we see, but we also have many ways of actually preparing it. And
Mm,
our instruction guide is actually very elaborate, actually, like it's quite comprehensive in that sense.
yes.
So we also give everybody who actually get our product will come, we always give them an instruction guide on how you can actually cook them at your own convenience. If you don't have an oven, that's fine, you can just boil it. If you
Mm,
don't want to boil it, you can pan-sear it or you can air fry it. So there are many ways to enjoy the marinated chicken chop. So yeah, so I am very excited about how this actually go, because so far, for the B2C market, the business, to consumer market, is doing pretty well during the pandemic.
okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so how we are different, again, our packaging, we don't compromise on that as well. We actually give very good, high quality, heat resistant bag. You can practically
Mm.
boil this in really high temperature or microwave it. So even in
Oh,
packaging, we actually
interesting.
invest in that. So yeah, we just want to make this really convenient for the consumers, and that's the whole idea, actually. Because
Mm.
I think this pandemic, everyone, is they stay at home too long. I don't think they want to spend more time cooking because they have cooked enough. So this will help.
That will help. On that note, let's get some
Yes,
comments. Yeah, let's get some
sure.
comments who are online with us. Cecilia is saying, "Hi, good evening, Ethel. Looking great. Thank you, Cecilia, and
Hi.
thank you for the birthday wishes too. Because as I said, there were so many that kind of were sent my way. I was like, totally. My heart was like, grew up so expanded in my chest. Thank you, Cecilia. I also have Mimi from Loved One saying, "Hi, beautiful Ethel. You look great and pretty, September girl." Yeah, September is my month. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you for the birthday greeting and and the music and the songs that you sang for me on 18th night with the full moon in the background. It was so romantic. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you so much. I also have Song who's joined us, who's saying, "Hello, Ethel, Tony, and yes, and Sankalp will join
Hi,
us very
Song.
soon." Song, thank you for being here and being on the show. Lot of comments happening, on our Facebook chat. Some, with friends saying, "Hi, Tony." Someone saying, "Yo,
Hi.
Tony."
Hi,
A
hi,
lot of,
hi, everyone.
yeah.
I think many of them are from the F&B group.
Yes, I'm sure.
Our
Somebody else
friends.
is yeah, someone else was, there's also commenting, "Tony, I'm your fan." Yes, thank you. Uh,
Oh,
you
thank
know,
you.
Tony, you speak like a pro. Some, is another comment.
Thanks.
Awesome. I love it. I love the buzz that happens on the Stiletto Foodie show
Yeah.
because I think it is important, to kind of have, people that we like and, we love and we appreciate also show love and appreciation to each other. So May is also online. May is saying, "Ooh, the garlic chop
Ah,
ginger." Yeah, it is. May, trust me, It is delicious because I tried it, and I kind of when I eat at home, I put a meal for myself because I do just one meal a day, so I really do a good lunch, and I completely skip dinner. I don't do dinner at all. So that lunch for me is very special, you see,
So that's why
because
you're so yeah. That's why you're so slim and beautiful. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Yes, so the ginger garlic chop was really, really good. As I said, it
Yeah.
reminded me of
Yeah.
my mom. Yeah, because my mom had all these quick recipes she would do to feed all of us. And
Well,
the garlic
thanks
ginger,
to thanks to my mom. I mean, that's from her as well. The recipe.
yes, it is always a winner. Trust me.
Yeah.
And that was really good. Which brings me to my next question is, Tony, between you and me, correct? I think I've been here long enough now in Malaysia to
Hmm.
kind of actually see, the food scene, so
Yes.
to say, right? Um, uh, while I completely respect it and honor it, all diversity in food that we
Yes.
see with the local Malay, the local Chinese, the local Indian, and the spread, which is so beautiful, correct? And then
Yes.
you also have the international palettes, right? Like French
Uh-huh.
and Italian and Turkish and Afghan. I mean, it's amazing the kind of food Malaysia has to offer everybody, whether
Yeah.
it's a local or
Yeah.
a tourist, right?
Yeah.
Do you
Correct.
think
Correct.
yeah, do you think despite all of that is available in Malaysia, do you
Yeah.
think there is a westernization of authentic Malaysian food happening in Malaysia? Is that good or is that bad in your opinion?
Um. Good question. Um. I think it depends on how you look at it or from which perspective.
Correct.
Personally, if you notice in my collaboration with all the food partners, all the food entrepreneurs, when I collaborate with them, we are
Hmm.
very creative with how we pair our food together, right? And
Correct.
it's not conventional in that sense because like we will do a chicken chop, a Western chicken chop with, for example, just last week with a pan mi and all that, and that's like very different. Or I have even got suggestions from my chef that we can pair chicken, our local flavor chicken chop with, for example, pasta. So
Yes.
that in a way is fusing with Western food, right?
Correct.
Or whatever you put it. So, but if you do it creatively for fun, I think it's fine. But if everybody starts to do that in the mainstream food industry, then I think because westernizing the ethnic food can go very bad as well. And the negative effects for me is that food is somewhat an identity for certain ethnic and culture. So if you
Yes.
start to westernize it, you will eventually lose your identity, and things will fade away, and nobody remember what is really authentic rendang, for example, or what is
Hmm.
really authentic nasi lemak, for example. And in Malaysia, nasi lemak is our national food, I mean, national
Yes.
dish, right?
Yes.
Of course, everybody has a different version, but we all love our food anyway, right?
Correct.
So, yeah,
Correct.
to me, I think it depends on which perspective. If you talk about the mainstream food industry, I think it will have a negative impact overall. But if you, on an individual basis, if you just want to be creative with your food, by all means, I mean, it's just for fun, right? And
Yes.
yeah, so yeah, but I am a rather traditional person. I always, like I said, I always go back to the traditional recipe. I
Hmm.
I know
Hmm.
there are many versions out there, and I do enjoy them. Don't get me wrong. But like for example, the moment I started Malaya Food, then I stick to the original version, the authentic version, and I don't
Correct.
actually twist it to just for the sake of twisting it. So that's how I view this. You know.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that you're very conscious, understanding that that there are different versions of the
Uh
same
huh.
dish, correct?
Yes.
And yet,
Yes.
striving to kind of to keep the authenticity of a dish still intact, correct? Is that is what
Yes,
you're
yes.
saying?
We
So
must
you're
keep that.
conscious.
We must keep that. Yes. because that basically represents the country and our culture. So I think if everybody starts to westernize it, and if this becomes a trend, then I think it is very detrimental to, you may eventually lose your identity. And I obviously, as a Malaysian, I don't want that, because Malaysia, we are famous for our food. Why
Yes,
twist it? Why twist it
yes,
the Western way, right?
correct,
We
correct.
should keep, because we are proud of our food and we don't want any major change to it. Well, I think if you talk about modernizing it,
Mhm.
in delivering it in a different form is okay, but
Right.
westernizing, no.
Yes. Wow. And I think our audiences who are online with us also very wholeheartedly agree with what you're saying. So so May is saying, "Good one, Tony." Yes, I completely agree.
Thank
I
you.
second that. I second that because I think that is so important today to to hold on to what is authentically an identity of a country or the people to its food. So yes,
Yes.
May, thank you. Yeah, May, thank you for that one.
Thank you,
I
May.
also, yes, I also have Esther, who's online with us, saying, she says, "I love Malaya food, chicken chops so much. I'm their great supporter. Thanks, Tony, for bringing us the nice foods." This is Esther.
Thank you, Esther.
Yeah, and Cecilia also is saying, "Well said, Tony." Which, as I said, we all kind of agreed to that, to your take on it. May is saying again, it is about giving respect to the authenticity of the dish. Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is because too many things get lost, in trying to be somebody else. If you know what I'm saying, rather
Yes,
than
yes.
just yeah,
You
rather than
lose your
just
identity eventually.
yes. So I'm putting up all these comments here, from all our viewers who are also our friends who are
Hmm.
online with us. They're saying, "Well said, Tony." Somebody saying,
Thank you.
"Amazing." There's also somebody saying, "Malaysia Bole." Malaysia Bole, indeed. Yeah, right.
That's a
Yeah,
common term. Yeah, Malaysia Bole.
I know Malaysia Bole. I say the same thing too.
We always do this, Malaysia Bole.
Yes, yes. There's also a comment which says, proud to be Malaysian. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm so glad, Tony, because as you said, you mentioned something about age. I think age is just a number,
Yeah,
but
true.
what you bring, like we were talking about legacy, sometime
Yeah,
back in our offline chat.
yeah.
This is legacy creation,
Correct,
when
correct. I
yeah
absolutely
when
agree.
you yeah when you are true to yourself and you create whatever that you're creating with integrity and authenticity
Yes, yes.
because
And
yes,
yeah,
please.
yeah, and remember what we discussed. I mean, yeah, I have a great weekend chat with you, and we had good food together. And during the
Yes.
chat, remember what we discussed about Malaysian food. It's like we feel that Malaysia, we are so underselling our food, under
Mhm.
promoting our food, and what you're doing is great. And that was why we decided, let's work together, let's
Yes.
collaborate, and to promote Malaysia food, because we we have a lots of good food here, and what you hear elsewhere in the media about Malaysia is completely different when you
Yes.
actually you have the chance to now stay in Malaysia, and you have a completely different perspective now about how Malaysia is actually compared to,
True.
despite what people say about us and all that. And yeah, so I think we are so very proud. And if you meet any Malaysians, Ethel, you will
Hmm.
know it's always about our food, right?
So yeah, it's always about the food. I think
It's always
all
about food.
conversations
Ah,
all
if you
conversations
yeah,
begin with food,
it's always
begin with
about food. It's like, let's go here to eat, let's go there to eat. Oh, I know there's this store, this roti china is really good, or that nasi biryani is super great. And
correct.
we always group together and we socialize, and then we go to a good place to eat. And okay, sadly we couldn't do that for a few months now, but I think
Yes.
slowly they are now opening up. So hopefully we can group together again, like how it used to be,
I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. And I'm sure even Patricia, who's online, she's saying she loves your chicken lombak. I think she
Oh, thank you, thank you.
got it from you. Yeah, she got it from you.
Yes,
I
thank you,
have,
Patricia.
yes. Esther says, "Happy belated birthday, Ethel." Thank you, Esther. I'm still
Oh,
celebrating. I'm still celebrating. As I said,
Yeah.
it's not over till I say it's over.
You are having 1 month celebration.
1 month celebration. I
1 month
open up
celebration.
I open up September as my birthday month, and it just goes on, till I kind of, as I said, till I say it's it's done.
So everybody
There
feel
was,
free to send her a cake still. It's still
yes,
on, yeah. Her birthday is still
it's still
on.
on. It's still on. Correct. Jason is talking about your green Thai and Cajun. He said it's really great, and he gives you a thumbs up for that.
Thank
Um,
you, thank you,
he's
thank you, Jay.
online with us, and yeah, oh my God, yes, I can. After we finish up, Tony, you
Yeah,
should drop check the comment section,
sure,
and look at people interacting with this conversation. It is
sure,
awesome.
sure,
It's
sure.
just buzzing. It's just buzzing. Everyone is saying, Tony, and I said, there are comments coming for you too about your food. Saying, Tony, when are you going to launch your your pasta pesto?
Oh, very soon. I have it here. Actually, I did prepare for the show to inform you that we are launching this very soon. Yeah, we will announce it on our social media, on our IG, and also on our Facebook when it is launched. But it's coming very soon. Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
stay tuned.
Wow.
Stay tuned.
That is very good. There are comments which says we need more people like you.
Yes.
There are more happy birthdays coming up. A lot of happy birthday posts coming up.
Oh, you will
Thank
get
you,
more cakes
guys.
after this.
Yes, yeah. Cakes are welcome. Food is welcome. You know, because as I said, we always have enough people who I know who will come and share. Because as we say, love is sharing. Because that's what we did on my birthday too, right? We just all got
Love.
together and shared everything that was there, to be shared. So great. This is awesome, Tony. I'm loving it. I'm loving the vibe. I can't wait to
Good.
see, the food that you will share with my
Oh
audiences.
yeah, I have prepared some here.
Yeah, you have lots there, which, which which brings me to my next question. Do
Yes.
you believe? As a food entrepreneur that that you have a responsibility and accountability to your clients' health? Why do you
Oh.
think it's so important now? We also
Um.
discussed it. We've been
Yes.
discussing this also.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, as I shared with you earlier, of course I'll share it again for the benefit of the audience. All right. Yeah. Definitely, because that was the reason why we didn't go the other direction, like
Yes.
what everyone else did, where they use artificial flavoring and in their marinades. So we believe in although yes, we try to make food convenient for our customers,
Correct.
but that does not mean that we compromise on the nutritional value, because it can be convenient and still be nutritious and still
Mhm.
good, and all that, and still taste good. I mean,
Yes.
that's what we want. Taste good and is healthy. There's no preservative, no artificial or anything like that. So even with our, how you call that, when we have two segments of product, one is the ready to cook and one is ready to eat. So example, even with our chicken lobak, you know, this
Okay.
is this is pre-cooked, by the way. And even
Okay.
with the frying, the quality of oil, we don't actually use some hawker stores. I mean, not that it's bad, but they don't use good quality oil. So we are very particular. Even when we fry this, we use
Mm.
really good quality oil to fry this. So a lot of people are very concerned about the quality of the food that they are buying, because
Yes. Yes.
that's the reason
Absolutely.
why most people decide to cook themselves. But again, with all the workload and the stress at work these days, and we even with family, with children and all that, time is always a factor. So
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
the reason why we came up with this range of product where we make it easier for our customers. So
Mm-hmm.
so now that they have access to healthy and yet tasty good food. So and I feel a lot of people are eating too much processed food these days, which is bad for their
Yes.
health. You
Absolutely.
know, and
Absolutely.
and more so now with the pandemic, your immune system has to be optimum. You
Yeah.
cannot compromise. So you have to eat healthy. You have to drink lots of water. You have to have enough sleep and everything. So of course, if you ask me, uh, in entrepreneurs in the food industry, we are ultimately responsible for the health of our customers, for health of
Correct.
our clients.
Correct.
So that's why I'm very much against fast food.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
good to know.
very much against fast food. So I mean, do I crave for it? To be honest, I'm going to lie to you if I tell you I don't crave for it, right?
Right.
So I'm going to be honest. I'm against it because I don't think you should be eating it regularly as
Yeah.
your staple meal. But of course, we all have cheat weekends and then once in a
Yes.
while, and then
Which I think is fair. Which I think is
yeah,
fair.
yeah.
Which I think is fair.
Once in a while we can indulge ourselves in something that may not be that healthy, but in generally, if you talk about day to day, I think we should keep ourselves eating healthy food. Yes.
Wow, that is awesome. And I like the fact that you said that you don't eat fast food and you don't endorse it. This is very good. Very, very good. This is awesome. On that same note, I
Yeah.
think we have Sankalp joining us from
Yes.
India.
Yes.
Sankalp, are you there? Can I see you? He's offline, I think. Okay. As soon as I see him backstage, I will bring him. But
Sure.
let me do a short introduction just to introduce Sankalp. Sankalp is I met Sankalp at a food event in India, which was like this big, huge event in Delhi, which was to promote India as a culinary superpower, which we all
Yes.
believe it is. So SANKALP VISHNU was a former techie by profession,
Wow.
and now is an author and a food critic with the Times of India, and he's from Hyderabad, India. SANKALP has a nice what do I call it? Very interesting relationship, with how his relationship with food has built. From starting out, as he says, as the official gourmet planner for friends and family at home.
Wow.
Yeah. Sankalp decided to celebrate his love for food by writing. And then
Okay.
gradually, his writing kind of became, popular, got spoken for, and got to be kind of known, as a food writer, and built a fan following, through his food writing. Um,
Yes.
his like how we say, his culinary exploits were loved by many, like he says, and he gradually ventured into conducting street food tours in Hyderabad. Now, I don't know if you've been to Hyderabad, Tony.
No, I
Hyderabad is,
haven't. I haven't.
yeah, Hyderabad, is a nice paradox actually, of being a very tech driven, state in India, like Bangalore. Bangalore is also kind of known as the Silicon Valley of India.
Yeah.
It also has a very rich food heritage and history,
Food culture. Yeah.
food culture, very very
Yeah.
strong, which comes from the Mughals and the Nawabs. There is some sort of royal lineage to it. So that's
Yes.
Hyderabad. So from conducting
Okay.
street food tours in Hyderabad, Sankalp went on to curate exclusive tours for celebrity
Wow.
chefs. Yeah, like very popular names, that I know of is Rocky Mohan, Rocky and Mayur, Chef Kunal Kapur, Chef Vikas Chawla, Chef Gary Mehigan. These are very, very popular names in Hyderabad, So
Yes.
that is how Sankalp got into food, and before you know it, he's quite the known gourmet name now in Hyderabad. Sankalp, welcome to the Stiletto Foodie Show.
Hi, Sanka.
Hi Tony, hi
Hi.
Ethel.
Hi.
Hello,
Hi.
hi.
I've been at the backstage listening to all your conversations and they are very interesting. And I love
Awesome.
Malay food.
Good.
Malaysia Bole.
Malaysia
Yeah,
Boleh.
Malaysia Bole.
But interesting when she mentioned that you're a food critic, and we in the food business are very scared of people like you.
Oh my goodness. I would say that's a face palm moment.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sankam, so good to have you. So good to have you on the Stiletto Foodie Show. So good to have
And
you.
that I am thankful to you. And I think we are meeting after
A long time.
2019.
Yes.
2019.
Yeah. A lot of
And
good things happened in that year.
you moved out of India to Malay.
Yes,
To-
can you believe it?
to-
Malaysia just called me. See, you see,
I,
Malaysia
I
just
was I
called
was
me.
surprised when what? Why is she moving to Malaysia? I was like,
Yes,
okay,
yes, absolutely. I think
nice.
a lot of my friends, my family, of course, has given up. A lot of my friends are still wrapping their head, saying, "Why Malaysia?" Because they knew that I had plans for Dubai. Actually, I was quite set to go to Dubai. But yeah, when it happens, it happens. The universe has its own magic, right?
Destiny. I always say that it's always destiny.
Correct. Yes. So, how is the weather in Hyderabad right now?
Oh my goodness, it's pouring all throughout the last 4 months. It's been on and off pouring. Today it's been
Okay.
little sunny,
Okay.
nice and bright,
Okay. All
and
right.
enjoying the weathers right now.
Sounds like
Okay.
Malaysia.
Sounds like Malaysia. Sounds like Malaysia. It just rains when it wants to. It's sunny when it wants to. It has
Today
a
is
way
True.
actually
of.
quite hot. Today is actually quite hot.
Yeah, today's warm.
Say
Yeah.
exactly. It's similar weather right now in Hyderabad as well. It was light
Okay.
sunny, then it became a little warmer. Now cloudy in between. Yeah, but still
Hmm.
lovely. We enjoy
Great.
the weathers.
We love the
Good.
weather. Correct. So great, Sankalp. Let's just get into, after having, understood and known, from being a techie to a gourmet planner, and now, being part of the Times of India, food critic. They have for all the Times awards, right? The food awards that happen in.
Yeah.
Correct. So how can you tell all my audiences who are online with us, how did your food journey begin?
I should begin saying that uh, it's all destiny.
Hmm.
As I said, I was from the technical background, both hardware as well as software,
Okay.
and parallelly, I was always, as mentioned to you earlier, I was always the go-to guy for my friends and the family members when we wanted to eat or dine out anywhere.
Hmm.
So it so happened that a situation has come in my life where I had to move out of country
Okay.
on job, so which I was not interested to.
Hmm.
I then is when I gave up IT,
All
and I
right.
said, "Yep, I would no longer wish to work in the IT field to someone whom I don't even know, I don't even see, and all virtual lifestyle." And I said, "Okay, I'm done with it." So that is when I started doing a little research on agriculture part. So I
Okay.
was always interested doing agriculture a lot. So I always proudly say myself I'm a modern agriculturist as well.
Hmm.
So more on, so I do not call organic, but I say chemical free agriculture research. So we all know how much the word organic is abused in today's world.
Yes,
So
absolutely. Yes.
when I say that I have done this in agriculture, they say, "Oh yeah, you're an organic farmer." I said, "So please, please, please leave
Hmm.
me. I am
Yeah.
not in that genre. I'm in a different ball game altogether, where I have a real products which are more or so to do with the natural flavors and ingredients and natural seeds and all based of stuff." So while I was doing that, parallelly I was writing for a couple of online portals, and finally I got recognition from the print medias. So I started freelancing, writing for about both the Telugu and the English newspapers and the magazines on a weekly basis. I started writing for them constantly.
Hmm.
So this
Hmm.
is when it happened. So that times people say, "Oh, there we see some guy writing and making some buzz in Hyderabad. Why don't you come and join us?"
Yes.
So it was a great honor and a recognition for the efforts which you've been putting over the years, and
Hmm.
a group like Times Group recognizing that effort is like wow,
But yeah.
priceless. So it was a great opportunity, and I took up. And since 2014, 13, 14, I've been with Times and continuing in the role of critic.
Correct.
But I still don't like that critic word because it is more or so with the negative aspect. I always say that I would appreciate if someone called me as a food appreciator than food critic.
Which
It's
which
more
sounds
positive that way. More
it's more
positive.
positive. I'm just going to say that it's more
Exactly.
positive. Yeah, it's more
Yeah.
positive.
Because food critics are not so from the negative aspect of it. they are the best of the souls who would be more or so giving an how to improvise your food, how to make
Yes.
it better, how to give a more better experience to the consumer. Then from
Correct.
this angle is what the critics talk about. But
Yes.
long, it's a very wrong perception. All the critics are put into saying that these people are always criticizing food. So,
Mm.
okay, fair.
Mm.
Have you been doing that?
No, I always believe to give a constructive feedback than
Very
giving
good. Very good.
a just a single line saying that your food is bad. No.
Correct. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So cheers to that. I think cheers to us, to our tribe here for
Cheers.
following our hearts, right? We've all
Yeah.
been
Yep.
following our hearts and doing, what makes us tick.
Mm.
Mm.
Cheers.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
And
Cheers. Cheers.
to all our friends out here online with us, please follow the calling of your heart, because trust me, you have three witnesses here who have followed their hearts, and made a great life out of it too, and a great profession, right? Because I don't think we feel like we work, right, Sankalp? Because
True.
because it is our passion, no? We
That's what I always tell to a few people.
correct.
What began as a passion, today
Yes,
it became a profession,
yes, correct.
and it is so nice to follow your heart
Yeah,
and don't give in to the surroundings or to the external pressures which you get it. I'm sure
yes,
we all have faced all those in our life. Why?
yeah,
I still remember people when they I know when I was a kid, one of my friend who wanted to do a hotel management course, and his father told to do a idli, you don't need
mm,
to go to a college to study. I'll give you a buddy, you can go on the street and make idlis and earn money. So I mean, we were all always the kids in India are always raised to be a doctor or a engineer,
correct.
or a financial advisor, or on those lines. But there are many several careers which we all have to explore, and they're all
Yes,
there, which are good for everybody to to take and live their life in that style.
absolutely
Yes.
right, Sankalp.
Yes.
So well
Yeah.
spoken. Yeah, well
Totally
spoken.
agree.
And I think, we have so much of experience now to add on to what you've said, right? Uh, you
True.
know, yeah, listen to your own internal voice and follow that, despite the challenges. So coming back to what you do, what makes a good food critic, Sankalp?
A food critic is a noble soul.
Yes.
And yeah, they are noble souls. And for sure, I would say that a food critic, the most responsible role which they play in the F&B circles.
Correct.
We come across different uh, uh, people coming from different cultures, different lifestyles, different palate at the same
Yes.
time. So it is a responsibility of this critic to let people know and be aware of what is happening in the food scene in your city.
Correct.
So it is. We all know that today every city has become a cosmopolitan, and everybody from different parts of the world live in different cities, and we all. It is not necessary that we all have to know everything that is happening within the city, but
Right.
there is one or two people, like the critics of the cities or those people. It is always the go-to people to know what's happening around in the food scene in the city,
Mm,
and
mm,
these are the people whom we can look up to, I would always say. And
correct.
they always do from a, not just from a passion point of view, from a responsibility point of view as well.
Very
So
important.
bringing
Yeah.
up the best food joints in a proper in a city, and many people think they are living a amazing lifestyle, but many people do not know they are abusing their system, eating everything that is being fed to them in the city.
Correct.
So that is a lot of abuse which goes for them, which people do not even think about. Oh yeah, tum logon ko kahan jao, you'll get a red carpet and you just go enjoy, and people recognize you, and you have a lot of food. You eat everything that is there in front of you. I said, "Boss, yes,
Yes.
definitely." But
Correct.
many people do not understand we are abusing the system. Our own
Yes.
digestive system, it is going for a toss. Our health goes for a toss.
Correct.
Imagine eating thrice a day outside food.
Yeah. Yeah.
So imagine the lifespan, how it is
Yes.
from what it is getting to what.
Correct.
So I said, we are responsible people. Give us respect. Do
Mm.
not look us from a negative point of view.
Yes.
And as a critic, I always say that they are supposed to be people who have to give a very constructive feedback to the restaurant or to the cafe people, so that they
Mm.
can improvise that food and look forward to serve and give a better experience to the customer.
The customer. Yes.
Yeah,
Well spoken, well spoken. And like Tony, like we were mentioning
Yeah.
also, right? Why it is so important for people like us to keep detoxing ourselves. Seriously,
yeah,
like how Sankalp
Yes.
also mentioned. I'm so happy he's put it out there that it is so important for us to have our health also taken care of, and that is why
true.
I also asked you, as a food entrepreneur, the responsibility
Yeah.
also lies on your shoulder to make sure that you are accountable for other people's health when
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
have, right, when you have
Yeah.
when you're putting food together ethically, not just using cheap ingredients and cheap
Yes.
oils, you know what I'm saying, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
because it,
Yeah.
because it has
Definitely.
to go, right? The onus
Yes.
lies, because that is a very symbiotic relationship. The onus lies on you because you are responsible for our health, and then onus also lies on us, right, Sankalp, to make sure that we are still in good health after all that we've
absolutely.
been
And
through.
also recommend the place. When we're recommending a place to someone, it is
Yes,
also a responsibility on us to let people
yes,
know you can go and have some good food there, not some
correct.
adulterated ingredients being used, and which might where you might end up into going to a nursing home or a hospital at the end of the day.
Yes, absolutely correct. Yes. Wow, that is good. So all my listeners out there who are there, please understand that being a food critic or a food journalist is not easy.
Yeah,
Everyone thinks we have a very glamorous life, Sankalp. Things are just
true.
just happening for us, and just said the red carpet is just rolled, but it's such a responsible, job, to kind of make sure that, like you said, to make sure that our health is good, that we also make sure that that what we're recommending has authenticity and integrity to it,
We
and
should
it's
invite him to Malaya, to Malaysia, and taste our food. Come to Malaya
yes,
food.
we'll get Sankalp soon to
Let the markets all open and become a little better. We all can catch up definitely for sure in Malaysia.
correct. Yes. So,
Oh,
so
we will
Sankalp,
welcome you anytime.
I'm so glad.
yeah. So Malaysia is at it. Malaysia has, wears its heart on its sleeve. I would say that.
Wow,
Yeah, yeah, literally. So
I
Sankalp,
look
coming
forward
back,
to it.
yeah, and and we will take you on a food tour here when you come
Wow,
here.
definitely.
Great. So what makes Hyderabad such a special food destination, Sankalp?
Wow, that's a very, very tough question which you asked me. Uh, Hyderabad, as you all are aware, has about 400 plus years of history,
Mm,
and the city is known for its monuments. And one of the most biggest factor that the city holds is its cuisine.
correct.
Unlike every other city or a state which has its own basic cuisine, say Malaysia, it has a Malay cuisine, but
Correct.
Hyderabad
Yeah.
is blessed with four different cuisines,
Mhm.
Mm,
and that many people do not know that. So we
okay.
have a Mughalai influenced Hyderabadi food. We have a Andhra influenced Andhra cuisine. We have a
Mm,
Rayalaseema cuisine, which is the southern part of the Andhra Pradesh, and we have a Telangana cuisine, which is the northern part of the Andhra Pradesh, so earlier United Andhra Pradesh, now which itself is a new state in itself. So we have four different cuisines in one single city, and everybody enjoys their own space. We all
mm,
live happily. Some there are people who love Rayalaseema food, they will have it. There are people who love Telangana foods, they will have those, and everybody has a space for themselves in Hyderabad, and that
correct.
is one thing which is the beauty in the city. So we have a lot of foods available for everybody, and the most important factor which Hyderabad, I would say, is we are very open,
Mm,
and
That's good.
yeah, we
That's
always
good.
look forward to try something new which comes into the city for sure. But at the end of the day, we again end up having our comfort foods. One of those four comfort foods, the biryani, the capital
Right.
of Hyderabad, the biryani capital of the country,
Oh,
Hyderabad, which has got
I
its
love
own
biryani.
biryani.
Wow.
No,
I
I
love.
remember you talking to me a little while ago saying that nasi biryani. I was like, what? How did you get a nasi biryani?
Yeah, we
I said,
do.
nice. It's
Yeah.
interesting. I was
Because
thinking.
Yeah, because Malaysia, actually, what you just mentioned, I is actually the same. Malaysia is actually very similar in that sense because our Malay heritage food is actually influenced by the Arab, the Indian, the Chinese, the Siamese, the Javanese, the Minangkabau. So it's a mixture of all these different cultures that makes up our Malaysia heritage food, actually.
Yeah,
So
totally
it's
agree
quite
with you.
similar to Hyderabad, actually.
Yeah, totally. We can both be called as a twin cities, probably. I guess in terms of food scene, because Hyderabad has the same Turkish, Sudanese, Iranian effect, the
Yes.
Persians, uh, and the influence of the neighboring Telangana and Rayalaseema and Andhra Pradesh foods also. So Hyderabad is a amazing product. I don't know how it developed and why it developed for sure, but it's a brilliant place for anyone who loves food,
Yes.
be
I
it
I think
the juicy patarka gosht, which is a meat on a stone, which is cooked on a stone, or a halim, which is more like a porridge, meat and wheat porridge, and it's brilliant to taste and with a lot of spices cooked overnight. Oh my God. The list goes on and on if I start saying about the foods of Hyderabad.
Oh my
And
wow.
God.
I'm sure you both must visit Hyderabad for sure,
Oh,
whenever it is possible for
now
you.
I'm thinking of visiting you soon
That's
when
lovely.
India opens up.
When it opens up, correct. On that
Yeah.
note, and on that note, gentlemen, we have a lot of comments coming in. This
Okay,
is all
cool.
directed to Sankalp, saying, welcome to Malaysia, Sankalp.
Thank you.
Our online, friends who are online. They're saying,
Yeah.
let's plan a trip soon with Sankalp. So yes, this is Rahul Basu who is saying, let's plan soon, Sankalp. He says, you know. Then there
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
there's Jason Fu says Malaya Food can look into offering Indian food as it is part of Malaysian culture. See, they can, yeah, because the Indian
Yes,
population is a very significant population in Malaysia.
yes.
Correct?
We should Ethel, we should explore something on the lines of Indo-Malay conclave,
Yeah, yeah.
like
Soon,
a
don't worry.
Indo-Malay symposium, food symposium.
It is
You know,
all being cooked. I'm all cooking those things here. Don't worry. I'm going to get in touch with you soon on that.
lovely.
Oh my God. Because that's the idea, Sankalp. For me, that's the idea is to connect both the countries together through food. And then
Yeah,
eventually will lead to business. Because why not, right? They're so
you're right.
familiar. Malaysia is so familiar with India, and India is also familiar, but I believe it doesn't know much of Malaysia, in terms of its
Yeah,
food.
Yes.
true.
But the Indian food in Malaysia is celebrated. All the Chinese love Indian food. They all love a good biryani.
I love Indian food.
Yes, the mutton biryani
Oh,
on my
Yeah,
birthday party,
remember we had that. Yeah.
which was demolished by all my Chinese friends.
It was
wow.
good. It was great.
It was over. Yes. Oh, we have Faisal also who's saying greetings from Bangladesh. Hi, Faisal. Thank you for joining in. Yeah, see, we have so many comments talking about Indian food. Somebody saying Bengali food. This is for Tony. Tony, we have a Bengali dish originated from Malay, the prawn Malay curry,
Oh.
or we call it Malay curry. Wow, see,
See?
food. I keep
Another
saying yes. Sorry, Tony says you were saying something.
even yeah, you see, even the curry is traditionally Indian, but
Yes, yes.
In Malaysia we have the Malay version and the Chinese version. So you see, if you visit Malaysia, Sangkap,
Mhm.
we will let you taste all three versions.
Done. And I'm for sure I'm going to cook my Indian version and feed you too.
and,
Yes.
and then you can do your food critic here.
Correct.
Definitely.
So Jason is saying the Indian curry is great. I have
Yeah, I
Sean
love
who's
it.
online. Yeah, Sean is saying I like palak paneer. Correct. So yeah, so
Palak.
Hmm.
What?
a lot of people, a lot of our friends who are online are very familiar with Indian food because Malaysia, as I said, has a very rich Indian food culture. And I
Sure.
think on this note, Tony has some dishes to show us. Tony, what do
Yeah,
you have to show us? What do you have to show us?
I did prepare some stuff here.
Okay.
First off, gonna show you. Okay, I'm gonna tilt the camera a little bit so that you can see. Can you
Yes.
see the? This is our ready to eat chicken lobak, Penang chicken lobak,
Ooh.
and it's best to eat with the century eggs. This is how I like it.
Mhm, mhm.
And then this is the sliced ginger. So normally we will combine this to eat together.
Okay. I
Wow.
think the
Yeah.
lombak is quite popular because of a lot of comments on
Yes.
the lombak. Okay.
Yeah. Correct. So this is also very easy to cook because you just need to like oven grill it for like 10 minutes at
Okay.
190 Celsius, and that's it. And you're ready to go. So this is another convenient food that we have come up
Mm.
with. So I'm going to dig into it and have a bite. Yeah, don't mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Because Sankalp,
Yeah.
it
Yeah. He's
looks like
teasing.
Hmm.
he's teasing. Of course,
Hmm. Hmm.
he's teasing. And it
Good.
looks like a shish
Good.
kebab. No? Looks like the
Good.
shish
Good.
Yeah.
kebab.
It looks. Yeah. It does look like that. I was there when I first looked at it. I said, "Damn! It has similarity with our sea kebabs."
Yes.
And best to go with the wine. Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
Okay. Okay, Tony. Today is your day. With food and wine.
Awesome.
That's
I
really
have
good.
another
So
one.
I have a question here, Tony.
Sure.
So what are the ingredients that goes into that?
Basically, it has the five spice powder
Uh-huh.
together with chicken, and then there's a mix of some turnip.
Se-
Okay.
secret? Some secret also?
Um,
Is it?
yeah, some secret ingredient, of course.
Like
So,
if I
so
tell you, you have to clean me kind of thing.
yeah, but the key ingredient is the chicken, the five spice powder, and turnip, and then also it is wrapped with a tofu slice. Okay, so
Mm.
after that, it is deep fried, and then we blast freeze it. And
Mhm.
vacuum pack it immediate. As soon as it cools down, we will just freeze blast it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
so so it's actually quite convenient because sometimes after a long day of work, and if I want to indulge with some of this food, I will just have to spend about 10 minutes to defrost it, and then 10 minutes in the oven, I'm good to go. So
Yeah.
you can
Nice.
eat it with anything. You can eat it with anything. You can eat it with your salad or whatever. But I always eat it with the century egg and the sliced ginger.
That sounds
Yeah.
good. Is that the only
So
dish that you have? You have something
Mouth
else?
now
watering
I
for
have
sure.
okay. I have another one here. This is the chicken chop.
Ah, oh my God.
I
Yes.
how I this is actually the Cajun I showed you earlier. Okay, this
Mm,
is yeah. Can you see it? Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
So what I did with this is I just pan sear it and I prepare some salad. And that's it. It's simple as that. I just throw in some leafy greens, and then I eat with it. Of course, there are many ways you can eat it. I mean, it's up to you. We have done it with wraps. We have done it with sandwiches. We have actually done it with noodles even. So yeah, so it is actually quite convenient. I mean, if you have this pack at home, um, again, the defrost only takes less than, I think, slightly less than 10 minutes. And then after that, you can pan sear it or oven or air fry it. It's up to you. We have a very comprehensive cooking instructions guide, actually. So,
Yes. Yeah.
so yeah, Ethel, she has seen it.
Yes. See.
I give her a pack. Yeah, in fact, the other day she was like sharing with me on her experience. Maybe you like to share with the audience, Ethel?
Yes. I of course, I most definitely want to because I don't cook. I think people who know me very closely know that I
Mm-hmm.
don't cook. Of course, I love to eat. So this
Mhm.
the cooking instructions manual came handy for me, for me. But of
Yeah.
course, I experimented because I love doing that.
Yeah.
And I tried the chicken garlic chop, which I absolutely loved, as I said,
The
you know, because
ginger garlic. Yeah.
the ginger garlic,
Yeah.
because it reminded me so much of what my, my mom would
Yeah.
just throw together, for us. And I did like a salad with it and a pita bread with it and things that way.
Mhm.
I I tried I think the pesto chicken,
Yes.
which is yet to be launched. But
Yes.
yeah, to all
Yeah.
my readers and to all my folks,
Definitely sounds yummy.
Yeah.
yes,
It's
I tried it
and
with
yeah.
So the
with
pesto chicken is the base, the Italian pesto, or you have any Malay special in it?
Now this is the original version. This is with pine nuts and all that. So yeah,
Oh,
so yeah.
nice.
Remember earlier in the show, I don't like to twist things too
hmm,
much. I like to
good.
stay with the original recipe. So if I'm offering a pesto chicken, I would always go back with the original recipe, and not having to add any other things to change it. Yeah.
Excellent.
Correct. Wow. Our
Yeah.
chat box is completely buzzing with
Okay.
suggestions to Tony, to
Yes.
send the Lombok to India as well. He says, yeah. And then Rahul Basu is also online. He says the five spices is very commonly used in Bengali dishes. We call it
Oh.
panch, right? Is that correct, Sankalp? Panch.
Panchpuran.
Yeah, Panchpuran. Yes, that's right. He says the five spice is very common
Uh-huh.
in India. So as I said, I will request you to, once the show is over, to check all the comment boxes and interact, because a lot of comments are happening there, about
Uh-huh.
Indian food vis-a-vis, what Tony also is doing. As I said, Tony,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I think we have a good market for this in India as well. And
Yep,
and the suggestion of
100%.
yeah, and the suggestion of the Lombok plus white wine is perfect. Like how our our listeners are saying, our audience is saying it's
Ah.
perfect. So
Yeah,
you have
perfect match. Perfect match.
perfect match, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. White wine, yes.
with the white wine, I think it perfectly complements the the palate and the taste as well. So you have
Yes.
suggestions for India. Someone's also asking you whether you deliver to Singapore. As I said, the comments are all here happening, in our chat box. So good buzz, very very good buzz, and I love the dishes that you, showed us today. So Sankalp,
Thank you.
uh, yeah, you're most welcome, Tony. Most welcome. I think this is so much fun. So Sankalp, what are your thoughts? Because we're talking so much about Indian food and India's vast influence, which is also kind of which has come from the Portuguese and the Persian and the Mughlai, the Mughals, right? Because India is such a
Yeah.
mix and match of all different cultures that have got into the country. What are your thoughts on India as a culinary superpower?
Uh, Firstly, what I would always say is every cuisine has its own charm.
Correct.
Because it depends on the basic local available ingredients and the techniques and the atmospheric conditions that are there in that particular part of the world, wherever the cuisine has originated from. So every cuisine has its own charm and identity and character. I would always say character.
Hmm.
So I would never agree saying that one would is superior to the other. That's my always looking at any kind of a cuisine, because I respect every cuisine. Any kind of food, it has its own value towards it. So we have to take any food the way it is supposed to be.
Right.
And also, I would never wish to compare it with sheikh kebab with
Hmm.
chicken shashlik or something else. No, I would not. That has its own taste, and this has its own taste to it. So
Correct.
we shouldn't compare it or try to show someone is superior to other person. But as I said that India has a lot of potential,
Hmm.
and there are many other cuisines which are till date hasn't got its due respect.
Yes, I
So
agree.
if you look at it, uh, be it the Telangana cuisine or the Rayalaseema cuisine, or the Odia cuisine or the temple cuisine from the Odisha, or also the Rampur cuisine or the Bihari cuisines. I mean, there are
Hmm.
so many varieties of food that are available in this country, which still needs its due respect, which we yet to go and take it across the world. And we are Indians are bad marketers for sure. We don't know
Yes.
how to market ourselves.
Correct.
For
Correct.
sure. All we do is India means first comes is the Punjabi foods, which is butter chicken and chicken tikka, tandoori chicken, bus. There ends
That's it.
it starts there, ends there. I said, boss,
That's it.
there's a lot of food in India. And
That's
if
it.
anybody says you are from South India, they say, oh, idli sambar.
Hmm.
Boss, we are not just idli sambar. We've got plenty, and millions of dishes available here. Every
Correct.
s- every 100 to 200 kilometers has a different cuisine. They have their own style, they have their own character, they have their own recipes, and everything is brilliant in its own way and in its own fashion. And
Hmm.
this is what I always say, that this country is there's a lot to explore in this world, in this country for sure.
Yes.
Unlike other countries, they have little limitations, but
Hmm.
India, how many states? 31 states,
That's one states. Yeah.
18 languages and cultures. Oh my God. It
Yes.
goes, the number goes on and on and on. So every family has their own recipe here. They have their own, they tweak their to their own taste buds and they make it a recipe for themselves. And this
Yes.
is something which is, I would never say superior, or to become a culinary superpower, but
Correct.
definitely the due respect that this country culinary space has to get, we are still
Hmm.
not getting it for sure.
Yes. Correct. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like Tony, I must mention
Yeah.
also here.
Yeah.
So each state in India has a state dish, which is
Okay. Yes.
correct. So
Yes.
if it's 31 states in India have 31 state
Signature.
dishes. Yeah, correct.
31 signature dishes.
Which is amazing because Malaysia's national dish sankalp is the nasi lemak
Mhm.
of the
Yeah.
country. Correct? But in
Hmm.
India, we will have 31 state dishes, correct? Which is,
And we still debate on that.
and we still debate
Still
on that.
people will say, how can you say only this dish as a state dish? There are another 10 dishes which can be also claimed to be
Yes, yes,
state dishes.
absolutely. Yeah, it is like a gold mine,
Yeah.
when you step into India,
but
it is a
we
complete gold
but
mine.
I
Yeah,
can share with what you just said actually, because like we in Malaysia, we also have a lot of other dishes that are that we undersell. Like I spoke
mm,
to Ethel earlier. There's so many other dishes. We are famous for so many other things. So it's just that I think the tourism ministry can do more in promoting our food. Yeah, so hopefully they will do it. Because I personally feel that if you have been to Malaysia, then you know how great our and
correct,
how diversified is our food.
correct.
As yeah, but nobody knows about this unless you like Ethel. She has the chance to come to Malaysia, and she found out, and she told me it's so different what she heard about Malaysia and compared to the reality. Not only just the food and with the people as well, right,
Yes,
Ethel?
True.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
On that note, our listeners also agree. This is Jason saying Malaysians are not good in marketing its food. Most of our food has been claimed as its own original food by our neighbor. We will not get into that debate because that is a debate for another day.
Yeah. We are not here for debate.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
That's on
Oops.
another note. We will take it up, correct?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah,
hear
yeah,
this
yeah.
everywhere. I'm told this
Sensitive, sensitive.
totally. I'm told this by so many people. Oh my God, yes, this is really awesome. Tony, what about you? What plans for Malaya food?
Um, what plans? Good question. I think moving forward, with the industry now slowly opening up,
Hmm,
and the government has allowed dine in, and we are completely conscious about how this will bring Malaya food and which direction we are going to. Because, as I mentioned earlier, during the lockdown, we
correct.
could see a lot of B2C segment customers purchasing our chicken chop
Yes.
and our lobak, all our frozen meat, yeah, because it's
Yeah.
convenient and that's what they want, and it meets the mark. But moving forward, we've dine in allowed, and all the restaurants starts to open up. I mean, let's face it, Malaysians are very used to dining out, and many people they do cook, but not 7 days a week that they cook
Right.
every day because they get tired, right? So.
Correct.
So with that said, I think moving forward for Malaya Food, we will focus very much on the B2B, because the B2B, like cafes and restaurants and F&B outlets, they also do buy our chicken chop. So I can see that, for the B2B segment, it will increase, while the B2C segment will decrease slightly. I don't know how much. So moving forward, I think that's the direction. But of course, having said that, we are still going to produce more convenient food. So meaning to say, we will have more flavors of the chicken chop, and so we want to add more variety to our existing range. So at the moment, we have our 5 popular flavors. So I'm looking at, in fact, by the end of the year, to achieve maybe 10 flavors at least. Yeah. So we are in the midst of developing another 5 flavors to add on. And kid you not, I have been tasting chicken chop all the time, food tasting, to so much of chicken chop almost every day. So
Right.
yeah, so we do a lot of food tasting. We have to do that because you know why? Because we are very concerned. We do not want to have the product either too salty or too strong. We want to be able to cater to the masses, where majority will find that our food is good and not overpowering on certain ingredient. Like example, too sweet, too salty. There must be a good balance in the product and in the flavor. So that's what we strongly feel about. And of course, my goal, as I said it earlier, is to continue to promote our Malaysian heritage food. So this is what I will continue to do. Yeah.
Okay. This is very good.
Brilliant.
I think, it sounds very brilliant. We have Ravi R.V. Rao. He completely agrees. I think the Malaysia Singapore conversation has to be had, because I've just received messages saying, when are you doing that next? Talking about, both the whatever, the agree to disagree, correct, between both the places, both the countries. So R.V. Rao says this type of interaction must be organized frequently. Yes, Mr. Rao, we do this with the Stiletto Foodie is on every Friday at 7 o'clock Malaysia time and 4:30 India time, because I am enjoying it. And we are on episode 10 today. So it's going strong, and it's only great, gaining strength, a bigger fan following happening, because it's been shared widely across different platforms, of course, in India as well. And I'm getting some awesome feedback, from food entrepreneurs, chefs, from listeners who get online saying that, very well done. And, it's a platform, correct? It's a platform for, for everyone in the food industry, F&B industry, across Malaysia and India to interact. And I love it. I love the buzz and, the kind of, the vibe that's happening on it. On that note, we have exceeded more than 60 minutes. Time has just flown.
Yep.
Time has just flown.
Yeah.
Yes, time has just flown.
We have so much to talk about.
We can just talk till the crows come back home in the morning. Because it is food, I'm sure. It is food, and we're so passionate about it, right?
And I
Sure.
think between you and me, Ethel, I think we will be working together quite closely, I'm sure.
Yes. Yes.
And in fact, I'm looking at a lot of collaborations with you and with the people in the F&B group. And tomorrow we going to have a session with Taylor's University to talk about food science, the arts and sciences behind Malaya food. So we're going to have a FB live session at 2 p.m. tomorrow at Taylor's University. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yes, we have a work date tomorrow. That's correct.
Good.
And
Everything just come in like that, like impromptu,
like how I said, when you are in flow, like how Tao says, right? The Tao philosophy,
Yeah.
to be in flow. and everything that's meant for you flows to you in that flow. I love that. I completely love that. And,
That's great.
I would never think that I would be doing food, Sankalp, food
Yeah.
journalism. It never crossed my mind at all, and here I am.
Good.
Good,
You're going
good.
to
So,
share a lot of good information for many people across the world.
yes,
We're
yes,
going to leave a
absolutely.
mark for them.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited with this role, actually. And I think the Stiletto Foodie, the book also has touched many readers internationally who are suddenly looking at Malaysia now with new eyes, as they say, and a new light. I'm so happy, to kind of be able to contribute that feeling, correct, of showing such a lovely, face of Malaysia to the rest of the world. And I'm sure, Sankalp, you and me are also going to be collaborating between India and Malaysia, because that
Yeah.
is the plan. That is the plan.
Yes.
Very close discussions are happening in Malaysia with authorities here. And as
Hmm.
I said, I had sounded you out some 6-7 months back, just casually.
Yeah.
But Ethel, when she focuses like a bulldog who has a taste of blood. Those who know me closely know that about me. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
Very focused for sure.
very focused. I'm singular-minded, focused on when I want to do things. So we will be
Done.
I will be talking to you separately on this.
Yeah. I look
Correct?
forward to that for sure. And it's
Yes.
a wonderful opportunity for the people to even explore what we all are planning to do.
Correct. Yes. And I think India has so much to offer as well in terms of
Oh, yeah.
in terms of
A
the
lot.
food. So much. Yeah, so much. On that note, Sankalp, I'm going to say thank you so much. I'm
Thank you
very
too.
happy. Yeah, very happy that you made the time. I know you have a dinner happening now, but you spend time with us, with me and Tony, and with Malaysia, all our friends who are online with us, and who have also learned today something new, that you had to share as well. So thank you, and Tony,
Thank
of
you.
course. Thank you,
Thank
thank
you. Thank
you.
you. Thank you
It's a
to
great
Sankap
pleasure.
also. Yeah, great pleasure to
Uh,
meet you. Thanks to
yeah.
Ethel for having me in the show.
I would call
Yeah, we
Ethel connector, connecting you and me, and a lot
yeah,
of
for
people
sure.
across the world who are all watching online. She's
Yeah.
an amazing connector. Got us
Oh,
all connected
you
to
have no
one single.
idea. You have no idea
True.
her network is huge.
Thank you, Tony, and
Good.
thank you,
Thank
Sankalp.
you.
Thank you
Wow.
all.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Have a
Ciao
good
then.
night.
Bye bye.
Bye
And
Good
bye.
thank
night.
you, gentlemen. Thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you all.
Yeah, bye-bye. Bye. To all my friends who are still online, thank you for making this such an awesome interaction, because as I said, we shot off the 60-minute mark today, but great interaction from both Malaysia and from India. I love the feedback that's coming in. I love how you are responding to the Stiletto Foodie show. This is episode 10, so it's been going strong for the past 3 months almost. Watch the video in replay. Please share it widely with other foodies and food entrepreneurs. I'm dying to tell your stories. So please connect with me, and let's tell what you do and how you do to the world, because as I keep saying, food for world peace, and I mean it. So this is me adding my bit to ensuring that great relationships, great friendships are built over great food. So let's have that love, and let's share it, because to love is to share, and to share is to also show that we care for each other. Let that be sitting across on a table full of great food. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And as I said, thank you for making my birthday so special this year. To all the birthday wishes also I've received today on the chat today. Thank you so much. I am blessed and honored to know you. Have a great night. Be well, be safe, and love to you all. Good night.